information today about the KN95 mask. So I've had a lot of customers asking me, like, how do I know that these are authentic? How do I know that these are real? How do you know that you can trust the supplier that provided these to you? So I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown on a bunch of different information about the KN95 mask. So you can actually verify from your supplier, if you didn't buy from us, that they're actually legit. I'm gonna show you everything you need to look out for, and I'm gonna show you like the 4 main things that you need to ask your vendor for to make sure that they're actually providing you with legit KN95 masks. They're actually manufactured by an FDA approved vendor. So if you take a look at this box right here, this is my favorite brand. These are CM brand. They're definitely the highest quality, in my opinion, that you can get on the market. No questions asked. You will not find another higher quality KN95 than the CM brand. They're my favorite, and that's one of the only brands we stock at the current moment. So if you look right here, it's kind of hard for me to see what if you guys can actually see what I'm seeing, but so this right here is your medical device catalog number, right? This catalog number must match the number that's stamped on the side of the N95 or KN95 mask. So if you see your photo, you'll see in there in the image, there's a little, you can see like the stamp where the CM is, and then you're gonna see a number right here, right? That number here has to match this number here. That's how you know that this is an actual legit medical device, right? Now this manufacturer, right, CM brand, and the owner of this brand must be published on the FDA's website. So I'm gonna show you guys all that in a slideshow, but I just wanna give you guys an idea of what you're looking for. I'm gonna go ahead. Each mask should come individually packaged. You should never buy KN95 masks that come any other way. It's unsanitary, it's not right. You definitely wanna make sure that every mask you get is individually packaged. Packaging also must include the medical device registration number, or catalog number, sorry. So again, here on the side of the mask, you can actually see the 6002A. And that represents the style. So there's like a 6001A, right? And the difference in the variations in numbers will actually mean like the type of like, so this one has the hooks that go behind the head. Sorry, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but the hooks go behind the head. So when I put this on, it goes over. The other style is their 601, which has the ear hooks that go behind the ear. So each different style will have its own number, its own model number. So majority of the time it's the manufacturer that you're looking for, but also the medical device catalog number. And that's how the customs agents will actually open these packages and inspect them and verify that number matches the catalog number, right? And that catalog has to be published online. And then the manufacturer that put that catalog online must be on the FDA's website. And they just added a bunch of new documentation as of April 25th that you also need, which is a joint declaration. So I'm gonna go and explain that to you guys right now. So thanks. So this is what they call the medical device catalog number. This is the number that'll be stamped on the side of the KN95 mask, and it'll also be on the packaging. If you buy a full package from a manufacturer, they come in 25, 50 packs. If you actually get the box itself, you'll also see that number stamped on the side of the box. Another close-up of it. So this is the medical device catalog number. Now this is the catalog number. This is actually a screenshot from the CM manufacturer's website where you'll actually see this information published on their website. So this is how the FDA is going to check if your package gets stopped in customs and they have to inspect it. They need to see this number that's actually published on the manufacturer's website, and the manufacturer also must be approved by the FDA. So let's get into the FDA approval now. What you're looking at here is the medical device registration number. It's actually published on the FDA's website. So when customs wants to verify your shipment, right, they need to verify that A, the mask is legit and it's made by an FDA approved vendor. Anybody that's selling a medical device that's actually certified by the FDA must have this registration number. So in this registration number will actually be published on the FDA's website for everybody to see. So if you look at my arrow right here on the top right that says the registration number, and then you can see it zoomed in there, that's the number that customs is going to verify, and this number should actually be published on the FDA's website. If it's not, they're definitely not a legit manufacturer. So what is a certificate of conformity? A certificate of conformity, or COC, is issued by an authorized party, sometimes the manufacturer, sometimes an independent laboratory. And this states that the product meets the required standards or specifications. So any legit manufacturer will have a ton of certifications on their products, right? And it's very easy for these to be faked, but a good FDA approved vendor will actually have all the proper documentation. And if I wanted to ask them for any one of these specific certifications to actually see it blown up legit, and then I want to go back and I want to check or verify that any one of those documents is actually legit, you should be able to do that by just doing a little bit of legwork. If you really are not certain about it, that's definitely like going above and beyond. If they have all the other documentation that I've showed you here in this video, you should be good. You shouldn't need to go and verify that any of those other certifications are actually legit. Just seeing them on their website should be good enough. So if you notice over here on the left, this is what's called the Joint Declaration. This is the newest thing that China's implemented after getting so much flack from the United States about what they can and can't ship out of China and the export laws. This is really what's been holding up all shipments coming to the USA. So I'm going to explain this to you guys now. So every day for the last pretty much 20 days, China has made a new law that's prevented face masks from being exported to the United States because of all the flack they've been getting. So each day they've changed this document, this joint declaration, and they've required an additional piece of information, whether it be a signature, a stamp, a name. So I'm going to go over each thing that's required and how you should be able to find all these, and any manufacturer or any supplier that you're dealing with now should easily be able to show you their joint declaration, which will show their name, the manufacturer, yada yada yada, and it'll show you all that information. So I'm going to show you each one of these arrows represents a different thing. I want to explain to you what each one of those is. If you look over here on the left at the yellow arrow, this is your model number. This is that device catalog number that I was telling you guys about. So if you see this one here, this is the G95200. This is actually a new brand, the GNSCP brand that we're about to stock. We tested them. They're an amazing brand. So this is why I want to show you. This is one of the first times we've actually had to use this joint declaration. So I want to go over each one of these things and show you what we've been dealing with and why. So over here at this red arrow blinking, this is the factory seal. Each factory in China has their own unique seal that's actually registered with their government agency. So when this document gets made, they actually have to print this out. Everybody has to sign it. All the information has to be there. And then they actually have to physically stamp this document. And this document gets folded up and it gets packed into your export paperwork. And this is what customs is going to open. And they're going to look for all these key pieces of information. If anything on this document is not right, they'll reject that shipment. Next, you're going to have the importer's name and signature. So this is actually my name on this document that actually has my signature. I actually had to sign this physical document, fax it back over to them, and then after that they had to have the stamp applied and all the other additional information. The next thing you're going to find here is the actual procurer's name, or your actually supplier's name. So now your supplier actually has to be an approved vendor by the manufacturer, and it actually has to be on the joint declaration that both their company information and the person that's actually procuring that shipment, their name and all that information is also on this document as well. Now let's get into the fun part. So here's the USA Customs, right? I'm going to show you guys a screen recording of my video of I got a package that got stuck in customs. So every shipment that goes through customs doesn't actually get stopped. Maybe 1 out of 100. I think this was one of the first ones that actually got stopped in customs. Once your package actually gets stopped in customs, they are going to ask you for all of this documentation. So I'm going to show you guys a screen recording of how my first interaction, went importing a mask that got actually stuck in customs. And now that China has changed their export laws, before you could just pretty much export anything out of China. Fake Louis Vuitton, Gucci, I mean, you could pretty much export a human body out of China and they would not have cared. This can kind of be like a double-edged sword, right? So like we currently can't get products picked up because the joint declaration and all the laws were changing and whatever, so we can actually provide you with that documentation. If you're speaking with a vendor who's pretty much telling you that now that they can't get any masks and they're sold out for good, it's most likely because they were selling you masks that were made by a vendor that was not approved by the FDA, and that's why they can't get any anymore, because they're not actually legit and they can't provide all this documentation. So if they can't provide all this documentation, that means that their vendor is not an FDA approved vendor. So you got to kind of watch out. Like, we're running low and we're about to be sold out of stock because of all the changes to the joint declaration, but we're actually going to be able to get those back. We already have $44,000 worth of masks sitting on the docks waiting to get picked up. The second that those masks get picked up, we'll be able to ship them and start selling them again. But because of all the changes to the joint declaration, we haven't been able to get a package picked up. But as of today, they haven't changed any laws to the joint declaration, and now we're just waiting on our packages to get picked up. So let's go into customs, and I'm going to show you the screen recording right now. So this is how a lot of people import a lot of fake and counterfeit products, right? Like, I've probably imported, 50 to 100 shipments of these masks now. This was the first one that actually got stopped. So I'm going to go over and show you what happens when a package gets stopped and what actually customs wants from you. So this is their medical device registration number, and this will actually be published on the FDA's website. So if you can actually click on the FDA's website, and you can actually find your vendor or that manufacturer of that product and verify all their information is legit, and they want this medical device registration number, which is up here. I'm going to highlight it here in a second. It's one of the key pieces you want to look for. And then also the FEI number, and then you can also see the manufacturer, the establishment, the owner, all their information. You can actually go and verify that again, you're on your own if you just want to make sure that this is also legit, and their owner and operator number as well is there. The next thing they asked for was the device catalog number. So this is right here. I just want to show you guys. I had sent this to Joe. Each one of the devices has its own. Remember, I said that that number is unique based off that specific product. So yep, there's a 6002A. And then they also want like your invoice and a bunch of different other information from your manufacturer as well. So these are all things to keep in mind, and things that if I had not provided them with the proper and legit documentation, there is no way that I would have got this product exported out of China. And you can see here, or actually imported into the United States, and you can see here Joe, he's the customer care at DHL, he's their specialist. When a package actually gets stuck in customs or whatever, the shipping company actually has to be like the middleman between you and customs. So you send all the information to your shipping agent, and your shipping agent sends it to customs. Once verified, customs releases the shipment, and then they ship it back to you. This video helped you guys out. I'd really appreciate it if you guys would go ahead and like and subscribe to this video. Every subscription we get just means the world to us, and it lets us know that we're putting out content that you guys want to see. So if this video is really helpful for you, it took me a lot of time to build and put together, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys would go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I won't spam you. I don't send out a bunch of junk. Just subscribe, and that's probably the last you'll actually hear from me. And if you guys want to come back and check out our videos, I'm going to be putting out tons of great videos just like this one to help you guys out, help you guys stay safe and protected, and I appreciate every one of you guys, so thank you very much. With the KN95 mask and them being counterfeit is not necessarily that the material, the fabric, the mask itself is not legit, or they're made out of fake material that won't keep you safe. It's that the fake or counterfeit KN95 mask means that they have not been actually manufactured by an approved FDA vendor, meaning anybody can buy one of these machines to make these masks. They're about $100,000 to $200,000 right now. I could buy one right now, put it in my house, and start making KN95 masks. That doesn't mean that my mask is going to actually fit to your face properly. It doesn't mean that it's going to protect you properly. It doesn't mean anything of the sort. So you're buying a mask that's not manufactured by an FDA manufacturer, you might as well just buy a dust mask, because it's not certified, it's not rated, it's not guaranteed to protect you against anything. And although the N95 and the KN95 are both only guaranteed to protect you or they only filter 95% of pathogens, it's still a lot better than a dust mask, which only prevents like 50 to 75% at best. So what you're seeing right here is a purchase I made on AliExpress, one of the Chinese websites, and I paid $130 for 100 KN95 masks, which is very shady. That's the first red flag. I just wanted to see what they are. And now when I click on that listing, it says oops, because it's been removed, meaning that manufacturer was not legit and not approved by the FDA, right? So if you see this listing right here, this one you can actually see the stamps on the side of the mask, which means that there's a decent chance that it actually might be legit, but obviously those stamps are easy to make, right? And then now you're gonna go here and look at the next listing right over here. You're gonna see this mask without any stamps. You're gonna see the left side of it, no stamps on the mask. You see them flipped over there, no stamps on them, no medical device, no catalog number, none of that. That's a very good indicator that these are most likely going to be counterfeit KN95 masks, and you should not buy them. Or another thing that you want to actually make sure that you're looking for when you're purchasing KN95 mask is the actual price of the item, right? So here in a second, I'm going to pull up a screen recording of screenshots of like my supplier and our conversation that we were having last week. And the price on a CM brand KN95 mask is almost $3 right now. And that's my cost without shipping. So I'm going to show you these screen recordings right now so you guys can see. So here's my phone, right? And here's the date. That's April 22nd, right? Then if you scroll down here, I'm going to blow up this picture, right? That is my price, what she's quoting me, $2.96, right? That's a factory cost, right? And here's a second quote from another supplier of CM brand. That's $2.65 per mask, right? And now those prices do not include shipping. They don't include import tax. They don't include insurance on the freight. Since you're shipping a package that's extremely expensive, you definitely want to insure it to make sure that it gets delivered and nothing gets damaged in that shipment, especially going through ports and customs in China where things are wet. They're not dry all the time. Your packages get wet. If I bought a shipment of KN95 masks, 5,000 of them at say $3 a piece, right? You're talking about $15,000. You have to insure that shipment. So to insure something for $15,000, you're looking at 10%. So that's $1,500 just in insurance tacked onto the already additionally outrageous price of those masks. And that price doesn't include shipping. And how DHL has raised their rates in the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks, it's unbelievable. USPS, DHL, and FedEx charge the rates that they are charging is unbelievable. They are price gouging. It's unreal, right? So for me to buy a a 22-cent roll of toilet paper from China, right? To get that delivered here in a case of 100 or even 500 or 1,000, right? I'm paying almost $2.55 per roll of toilet paper. That's outrageous. The price on these masks at $2.95, they used to be $1.25, 6 weeks ago. And now CM brand is really getting known that they're the most popular, they're the most trustworthy, they are the highest quality KN95 mask on the market, and they're in such high demand right now that now their prices are $3 a mask. So I can't even get, and now with all these new export laws and how strict everything is, and how the fact that you can't really export a counterfeit KN95 mask out of China right now, that it's caused brands like CM brand and GSEP that are actually officially registered with the FDA. They're an approved manufacturer. They can be sold in every country because they have all the legit documents. And now their prices have gone up drastically. And not just their prices have gone up because they have the legit mask. It's gone up because of all these other fake sellers aren't able to sell these products anymore. That it's causing like all the other vendors to try to go to a legit official vendor like themselves, and they're having to raise their prices because they just can't keep up with the demand now. So if you really see anybody selling any, KN95 mask on the market that's under, $3 or $4, I would be under $4, honestly. I would be very skeptical of making a purchase with that vendor without seeing all their documentation. Let's get to it, and I hope this video helps you guys out. Thanks.